start speaking.
Somebody's talking. I don't know who it is.
Probably they're probably practicing at the temple.
Oh,
Somebody
this
they play practices.
being transcribed by AI companions. So maybe perhaps it's repeating what you're saying.
Oh, I see. It does that sometimes.
Me? Okay, I'm speaking now. Ready? Think about how you start your day.
Can I share the presentation?
Yes.
Let me know when we want to start. Give me a heads up, and then we can
you're coming up as Chaitanya Pragyaji. What's that?
I am coming Chaitanya Pragyaji? No, I'm not Chaitanya Pragyaji.
Cyril is.
Cyril, yeah.
Are you at the center, Cyril? You muted.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can start it. Sorry.
Is Samniji joining? Are you with Samniji? It says your name, her name on yours. It's funny. You come up as Chaitanya Pragyaji. Sorry.
Okay. Good evening, judges, everyone. I don't know how many folks are going to join, but we can get started in the interest of time. We're going to continue building on the foundation that we have done over the last weeks and months. We have covered some diseases, but we are going to build on it. Again, these are complementary. In many cases, the consult your physician. What we are going to cover today is asthma and COPD. I think medical doc Devendra Bhai and Dhiren Bhai, they covered the medical part of it. And I'll do the yoga part. But just to, at the high level, I'm not a medical professional, so this helps me to see what the challenges are we are trying to deal with. It's a chronic condition, first of all, asthma, and affects the lung, which can be swollen, inflamed, or narrow, making it difficult for air to move in and out. Some of the symptoms are wheezing, shortness of breath, tightness in the chest, coughing, and could be triggered by pollens inside the house, outside the house, irritants, weather, cold weather, or sudden change in the temperature, humidity could cause that. And of course, physical activity, some of the they call exercise-induced asthma. What is once they have its triggers, what happens? It could be inflammation, it could be constriction, it could be mucus production. Inflammation, the lining of the airways becomes swollen and red, or it's the bronchoconstriction, the airways tighten, squeezing the tube shut, and these are very, very small tubes. It easily can get shut. May produce thick mucus that further clogs the narrow passages. So at the high level, this is a chronic condition. Good thing is it is reversible, and yoga helps in a complementary ways. So we are going to see what chest opening poses in this particular slide. So the benefits of yogic knowledge, tradition, it can help in 3 areas. Control breathing, pranayama, chest opening postures, and of course, stress reduction. Uh, so I'll focus on the chest opening postures for this particular slide. Not sure if all are medical professionals, but at any point you want me to bring up some diagram of the lungs or different areas. This mountain pose talks about correcting these certain rounded shoulders to optimize the thoracic capacity, the upper chest area, so that making it wider, so it can, when your hands are up in the air, thoracic capacity gets expanded. Of course, bridge, what we are trying to do is the legs are bent so that this inversion improves circulation to the upper body and heart, because it doesn't have to go that far to the legs, because you're already bent, you're kind of reducing the surface area of the body. So bridge helps also. Cobra, it expands the lobes of the lungs, upper and middle lobes. Again, for the non-initiated like me, medical, yeah, 3 lobes on the right side, right lungs, and on the left 2 lobes. And Cobra definitely helps in expanding the lobes. Fish posture, the intercostal muscles between the ribs, on both sides between the ribs are the intercostal muscles. It stretches them because either you're on a bolster or on your elbows, your chest is expanded, so intercostal muscles are also stretched. It makes it so much easier to talk about these postures because we have done all these. The bow, right? It again provides a stretch to the intercostal muscles and the diaphragm. The cat-cow improves the lung capacity, synchronizing the breath when you're looking up and looking down, looking up and then your chest is expanded. When you're looking down, you're bringing your abdominal in. So it helps in improving the capacity. Again, if you see a lot of postures are all related to the lung area, intercostal muscles, diaphragm, thoracic area. So these are the different postures, spinal twist. This is something different, downward dog. So the mucus, drainage of mucus from the lower lobes, and the lower lobes are really near the cage. So you are actually, you're bringing head closer to your chest, your hips are up, which helps in draining the mucus. Let me know if I should bring up the slides of the different anatomy. Let me know if I should bring up, like I do have them. If you're comfortable with all this medical terminology where the different parts of our body are. Anybody wants to see that? Unmute yourself if you have any specific question. So the 3 areas, cervical, thoracic, and...
Yeah, probably doesn't hurt to go over. Should go over it. Okay. I think I'll find them. Go ahead, briefly.
Yeah, cervical, thoracic, and lumbar divided into 3 parts. Neck and the above neck area is cervical. The mid back is the thoracic, and the lumbar is below the thoracic, to the lower back. So the lungs on both the side, rib cage, the whole section is showing. I have more diagrams. This is from Cleveland Clinic. Let's look deeper into the lungs because we are looking at asthma and COPD. The lower lobe, middle lobe, and upper lobe of the right lung. On the left side is only 2, and there is space for the heart and the back, right? The trachea branches out, and you have a lot of small capillaries. So you can imagine it doesn't take too much for them to get clogged, and thereby resulting in all kinds of breathing challenges. Breath is life, right? If you can't breathe, there's nothing else you can do. Nothing else you can do. You could have the great physical health, muscular wise, but if respiratory system is not working, the lungs are collapsing or not able to breathe, that's the life itself. So just going to the respiratory system, looking at it, very, very tiny capillaries. They have expanded maybe millions of times, but if you look at it, actually, and I had been, you probably might have both gone to the Bodies Museum. It is fascinating to see the complicated machine we all carry every moment of our life. The ribs and the right lung, left lung we talk about. The diaphragm, you see, there's a dome shape below the lungs. Where my cursors are moving, that's the diaphragm here. So right here. So the lungs are covered again as a protection. The rib cage protects the lungs because very sensitive if it causes any damage or anything from a physical injury wise. One of the reasons. Then in between the ribs is the intercostal muscles, and we are going to take a look at that. These ribs, and in between is the protruding is the intercostal muscles, and we'll take a look. Here it is. So the ribs section, and here's the intercostal muscles, and there are three parts of the intercostal muscles. What is exposed outside is the external, then there's the internal and innermost. Each of them have different function. I'm not sure whether it's important for us to know. For knowledge wise, you may already know, but idea is that when we do certain postures, we are expanding the intercostal muscles as well, right? Right here, diaphragm again, it's showing diaphragm. And please add anything that you feel would be of interest and relevance for the yogic posture.
No, I think it's good. I think just see where the clavicle is, so you know orientation wise, and then where the larynx is, where somebody asked us to relax. I think it's a nice view, and then the diaphragm, very important to know where the diaphragm is. So yeah, it's good.
So that what helps me with these diagrams is that I'm doing the posture, or when you're sharing the posture, at least you know, okay, this part of the body I want to focus on. So be more mindful, more aware in that particular area, right? If you really know what's happening inside, then it helps in visualizing it and see what's happening. So those are the different diagrams that I had. I thought maybe of useful, maybe of use. So what happened? Share. Where is my presentation? Where is my presentation? Okay. Not sure what happened. Just 1 second. I think I hope I can still share it.
You may have to share again, Ramesh Bhai.
Yeah, but I don't right here. Okay. So let's continue to share. Let's just continue on the. As soon as I press escape, I think it has the problem. It stops sharing. It thinks that I don't want to share it anymore. Let me share it again. Okay. Hopefully this will, I don't have to continue to share. I don't have to go back and forth. Okay, so what we are focusing is on with these postures, different areas on the lung side, intercostal muscles, the diaphragm, the clavicle muscles. Okay, so let's look at it. What we are trying to do is stretch the whole body, but more importantly, upper area where when we are seated or not mindful, our shoulders are rounded. So here, this is correcting that. So stretching the clavicle area. This one again, you can use the, by the way, any of these postures, and again, people who suffer from these, they may not be able to do all the postures. So definitely having these any blocks or modifying it, it will be recommended. So because the trunk of the body, the torso is lower, it's easier for blood to reach the chest area, the lungs area. It doesn't have to work that hard to push the blood down, right? Because we have reduced the surface area, and heart is getting lower to the ground, more closer to the chest area, the lungs, and the brain area. So providing more more energy, more air using this pose. Cobra, again, opening the chest area, stretching the intercostal muscles. And again, any types of cobra. You can start with the baby cobra, uh, a sphinx pose. We could have the lower arms on the ground. So modify it. The idea behind for each pose, uh, all of us are different. We may have different limitations. So changing it, modifying it to suit the person, that is also one important aspect of our learning. How do I help? How do I modify it based on the limitation that I may have, or the person whom I'm working with may have, right? Here, this is very classical pose, fish pose. The legs could be straight. This is a little bit more advanced version where the legs are bent, but legs could be straight. The elbows are touching the ground. And again, somebody who already has asthma, they may not be able to do this without a prop. Maybe prop will make it easier. So we use a bolster probably under the shoulder, right? Which will open the chest area, open the whole lungs area. So you see what is happening, right? There we are able to breathe in a lot more energy, prana, oxygen, and push out carbon dioxide as well. The chest is opened up so much.
We just practiced this with the blocks this Sunday with Anuja, so it's perfect timing. We this particular pose. So.
Perfect, and the blocks under the chest, yeah, yeah. And again, any questions on that? Let me know. Don't hesitate. This is a little bit challenging pose as well, normally, but especially when you're working with folks who are already challenged breathing wise. But it need not be so high. The chest need not be so high on day one begin with. Bend the legs, grab hold of the legs. That itself is opening. Whether your chest comes, look at this posture, right? Your whole abdominal area is off the floor. That's a very requires a very supple, flexible body. May not be there. Even if you come to the um, bottom of the ribs where it's exposed and stretching, here that's good enough because you're stretching the whole the ribs, the intercostal muscles, the diaphragm area, and that's good. You don't have to have your whole tummy completely off the ground, right? You can appreciate this better, right? Um, for the purpose that we are trying to do, it need not be a classical pose. It could be, you could get there, but you could start with something simpler. It doesn't need to be completely, because this is definitely requires a good amount of flexibility as well, which with practice, people whom you work with, if they are not flexible, with practice, they'll get there. The Marjorie asana, cat cow. It looks simple, but it is doing a lot of things. What they recommend here is 2:1 breathing ratio. Exhaling duration twice the duration of inhalation. Pushing the carbon dioxide out. The spinal twist showed you two
Sorry,
various
could we go back to that?
Marjorie asana. Yeah.
What do you mean by 2:1?
So let's say you're inhaling for 4 seconds, you exhale for 8 seconds. So twice the duration for exhalation.
Okay. So, slow exhalation compared to inhalation.
Slow and longer. Both are slow.
Yeah.
Both are slow.
That's what I mean. Longer.
But the duration is long.
Yeah. Thank you.
Again, here, look at that. This is a fantastic example of modifying a pose based on where we are. Right, the left side is easier. It's easier to get started with, right? Because you're talking the upper chest area. People who are having this particular ailment, upper chest area may be constricted, and it may not be as flexible. So then you start with the modified version, and with practice, come towards classical version. So even in the classical version, you could keep both the legs straight. I mean, one leg straight, one leg bent, but the hand comes around outside the thigh. Yeah. Then downward dog. Here, this is the one I think empties the mucus because the lower lobes are elevated, and look at the direction as well, the angle. So it's able to empty anything that is built up there. But I mean, if we had not looked at it, we could say, okay, this is good for back stretch, good for what we generally know of. But medically, they have done research and say, hey, this is what it is doing. Also, and Devendra Bhai probably and Dhiren Bhai share the research that has been done, that's what it's doing, that people are getting benefited because it's emptying the mucus from the lower lobes of the lungs, right? And that's why the focus is bring the head as close to the chest as possible, hips away from going towards the ceiling, away from you, going towards the ceiling. And both the feet are flat on the ground. It's such a good stretch to begin with, and then fantastic for clearing out certain things from the lungs. Downward facing down. So those are the poses for chest opening, right? 3, 6, 8 poses that research was done. There are probably a lot more, but what research they've done, they included these postures and found it beneficial. Then through stress reduction, right? Management of this particular condition through stress reduction, legs off the wall, you know, that's, back is flat, legs off the wall. So we're trying to get the parasympathetic system activated, and supported child pose where you put a pillow between the legs. So when the knees are on the ground, right, you're just spreading it. You're spreading the knees, Either we can make a fist if our forehead is not touching the ground, or we put a pillow, because if somebody is suffering from this particular condition, it helps in having a pillow where the back of the lungs are expanded, which is not utilized. Then, of course, Kayotsarg, Savasana. So these different postures could, is found to be useful for managing stress, reducing stress, in managing the asthma condition. Any question so far with the postures or medical? COPD. It's a group of progressive lung that block the airflow and make it difficult to breathe. This is irreversible. It's a permanent damage, and mostly diagnosed in adults over age 40, and it worsens over time. That's the sad part of this particular disease. And some of the symptoms may be shortness of breath, chronic cough, wheezing or whistling sound when breathing, tightness in the chest, frequent infections such as pneumonia or flu. I just can't imagine, a lot of other ailments, at least you have something, but if breathing itself is harder, it's such a challenging life. So anything we can do to symptomatically and as well as long-term able to manage this, definitely this is a worthwhile for us to learn properly and share also. What are the yoga poses for those? Again, more are restorative, because they're already not leading a normal life, because if you can't breathe, you can't lead a normal life. So we are doing postures which are more restorative instead of exertion, right? So we utilize a chair for a lot of postures, and Tadasana, again, changing the posture, correcting the posture with the mountain pose. A mountain pose is something like the way we talk about downward facing dog. Mountain pose is another such a fantastic pose, just to stretch, open up different areas of the upper body, strengthen your legs. It's the whole. It looks like simple, but it's such a panacea for a lot of challenges that we have, correcting the posture as well as expanding. And we use bolsters or to expand the rib cage. Let us see what they look like. Yeah. Seated mountain, spinal decompression, and encourages diaphragmatic breathing. So how does a seated mountain looks like? Right here, on the chair, back is straight, and your shoulders are not rounded; they're stretched. So it helps with encourages diaphragmatic breathing. Where inhaling completely and your stomach expands, and exhaling slowly, stomach contracts. Very, very mindful of it, and taking a long, slow breath. Forward bend on the chair, stretching the lumbar area. Recall, lumbar is the lower part of our back. And so here is the seated forward bend. The diagram says the hands, both the palms on the ground. We may not get there, but again, it's a visualize to realize. But even if your hands touch the ground or don't touch the ground, this is fantastic. Idea is not the focus on the hand. Idea is on the upper part of the body. Then seated twist. Again, that's upper part of the thoracic region, where we're expanding the rib cage as well as, and also moving our thoracic area. So how does seated twist look like? Which we have done this before, right? And when you're holding the back of the chair, with both the hands. One hand is pushing, the other hand is pulling, creating a counter mechanism so that the upper back, so that your upper body is as straight as you can bring it. So the breathing, you're stretching it, and then breathing also, you're able to take more intake of air. Then seated side stretch, releasing the intercostal muscles and improves the lung volume in the restrictive areas. So again, on both sides, you're stretching on the right side and alternating stretching on the left side, right? The lateral area where the rib cage on the right side expanding, so the intercostal muscles on the sides are also expanding. What am I doing? Then cat cow. So this is what I was mentioning earlier, the breathing ratio. So cat face is very important. We've got to pay here attention. The exhalation phase, where you're looking down and your abdominal is touching your back. It creates a back pressure and then keeps your airways open longer. Just amazing what kind of research and that they have done to see, hey, there are more subtle things that it's happening as well. Seated marching, good for cardiovascular, for warming up the body, and again, hip flexor strength as well. And seated shavasana, where lowers the heart rate and blood pressure post all these different exercises. We may see here they look very simple, but somebody who's suffering from COPD, could be a lot of exertion, right? And so always end whether in COPD or in the asthma cases, end with savasana. That's just becomes such a good rejuvenation part of the whole practice. So if you look at the some of the diagrams here, right? This is the seated marching. One leg up, other leg is still on the ground, and then bring that leg down. So right leg up, left down, left up, right down. And there's no risk of falling as well, because if you recall, as we get older, this condition of COPD happens more as in the elderly folks, right? I was wondering, how do you do a savasana on the chair? And here it is, where your back is at a certain angle. Because think about it, if you lie down, somebody's got COPD, it doesn't help in breathing and relaxing, because already challenged in breathing. So, but here, you're still a little bit upright, but 45 degrees. So breathing is there. Then the relaxation as well. The hands are on the thighs. The legs are almost as straight. So you're kind of, I would say, in a 45-degree angle, yeah. Instead of a flat 0 degree, at least a 45 degrees. So there's still relaxation on this savasana. So just to compare and contrast, primary need is to relax and open the airways in the asthma. And COPD, we want to remove the trapped air and strengthen the muscles. The intensity of postures in asthma, they can handle more active poses, as we have seen, standing poses. Whereas for COPD, it's all on a seated or chair. Focus on the asthma is more inhalation, so that not gasping for breath. Whereas since we are trying to empty the lungs, trapped air in COPD, exhalation is more focused. Avoiding the heart or humidity in terms of for asthma, anything that is heat, and for COPD, avoiding cold or sudden changes in temperatures. Right? Chest expanding postures for asthma, whereas for COPD, restorative diaphragm supporting postures. I think that's all I have for these two ailments. There is, you may see, because you have learned all the postures, it was easier. You already know how these postures have to be done because you're building on them. But now this is all the application of the hard work that you all put in over the last few weeks, few months, right? And we're selecting from the toolbox what postures can be used for what ailments. So we shared this for the asthma and COPD. Again, these are the different diagrams that we went through. Any questions so far? Questions, comments? Are you in the mood to do any postures? We can practice some postures because I understand there is no session tomorrow. If it's too late, it's a different story. But if you feel that, hey, let's practice one or two postures, we can do that as well.
Yeah, we can do that.
So,
right, we can.
Yeah, so you are seated on chair. I'll assume all of you have access to chair. So let's do some of the chair postures, right? And see if you're able to notice what's happening in the upper part of the body. The back straight. You're comfortably seated on the chair, and inhaling, interlace your fingers, inhaling and stretch. And be very, very mindful. If you want to close your eyes as well. Be very mindful. Keep stretching. Your back is stretching. Lower, mid, upper back. Your shoulders are no more rounded. They are stretching. And see what's happening to particularly the upper part of the chest, right? It's opened up. And exhaling down. Let's do one more time. Interlace your finger the other way. And stretch. Yeah, the hands are behind the ears or parallel to the ears. Don't bring it to the front, right? That's another thing that you're collapsing your chest. So open the chest, hands in line with the ear or behind the ears, and stretched. And you're feeling that my upper chest, the clavicle area is opened up. And exhale and release. So we do that. And let's do the spinal twist, right? Sit on the sideways to the chair. On the edge. We have done this also. The back, keep the back straight. Lift both the hands and rotate your torso. In this case, I'm rotating towards the back of the chair. I'm sitting on the left side, my legs on the left side. So I'm going to rotate on the left. And I'm going to grab the back top of the back support where I am pulling on from the right side. My hand is pulling on the right side and pushing away on the left side so that my chest area is opened up. I think I need to demonstrate it differently. I'm pulling, right hand is pulling, and the left hand is pushing away so that my upper chest is opened up in line. So thoracic activity, creating mobility as well as opening up. I can feel my mid back is stretching as well, getting a good twist. And you're looking straight. I'm Don't look down. Look, the neck is straight. And you're looking towards your left shoulder. The whole body, the whole upper trunk is all moving towards the left side. And release. See, so much easier when you're doing it on the chair. Here, once you have done it here a couple of times, then if you try to do it on the ground, it'll be much easier, right? So let's do on the opposite side. Stretch both my hands, rotate my torso, grab hold of the back of the chair, where I'm using my left hand to pull towards and right hand to push so that my upper back is as straight as possible, and I'm moving my neck in line, looking over my right shoulder. In general itself, these postures are so good. Doing it on the ground, doing it on the chair. Then lateral side, let's do lateral, right? Where we're stretching on the lateral side. You're sitting on the front of the chair. I'm going to do on the left side. See, right hand is close to me. Left hand is close to my left ear. And I bend to the right. Feel the stretch on the left side. Move. Bend to the right and feel the stretch on the left side. So expanding the gaps between the rib cage here, expanding the rib cage, expanding the intercostal muscles. So lateral breathing. So those lungs in that area also getting expanded. And continue breathing. Release. Now we go ahead and do the opposite side. You don't have to move your chair. I'm just trying to demonstrate it. That's why I'm moving my chair. Right hand close to the right ear. Left hand is either resting or holding the base of the chair and bending to the left, feeling the stretch on the right side, where you can see the gap between the rib cage is expanding. So the intercostal muscles are also stretching, thereby also lung capacity, lung areas also getting stretched. And there's the back side of the side of the lungs. And release. Relax. You are marching wise. So we've done Tadasana we have done, but marching, you're lifting the leg, right leg up and down. It looks simple, but a lot of control is required. Tightening the core, lifting the leg up. Then I just want to make sure what are some of the other postures on the chair. Forward bend. Forward bend.
Yep.
And the cat cow stretch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do forward bend. So as a posture in general, when you're seated on the floor, on the chair, idea is take the shoulder back. Feel this. Put both your hands on your thighs, right? Keep the back straight. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And take the shoulders back as if they're going to touch. So your chest is protruding, the back is straight, face is straight, your neck is also stretched, going towards the star, towards the ceiling. Okay. Get the posture correct. We may not subconsciously, when we walk also, we may be slumping. But if you notice it, that we can correct it, sitting, standing. So go ahead and now we are bent from the lower back and keep pressing, keep coming forward down as much as you can. And then you let the hands loose, let the hands hang loose, or you can create a support of using both the lower arms, where so this is what I'm creating. So what is this doing? This is like a weight. The weight is pulling me further down towards the ground, right? And you can use that to really push it further down, use the gravity, I can use the force also to stretch my backside, bring me further down, and come back up. Now, if you do the Marjorie Asana,
can I ask one question? When you're bending down, the nostrils are getting blocked up. So do we have to breathe with the mouth?
No, you have to continue breathing through the nose. When you say blocked up, so here you are able to breathe properly when you're straight.
Yeah.
And when you're saying when you're pressing your stomach, you're not able to breathe because there's obstruction because your thighs are coming in the way. Try to spread the legs a little bit, spread the knees a little bit. Then try it again. Let's do that.
Okay.
Get some gap. Let's say about 3-4, hip width apart, and then come down. See if that makes a difference breathing wise. Does that make a difference? Are you able to breathe better?
Little bit.
Okay, so which means that you go down as much as you can where you continue breathing, and you slowly build on it.
Okay.
You don't want to breathe through your mouth. I mean, because then it defeats the whole purpose. I mean, unless you have a specific condition. Because if you see breathing from the nostril, we want to filter the air. The passageways have to be also get moist. So definitely, unless you're running or doing very exerting physical activity, in yoga we don't recommend breathing from the mouth unless you're doing certain pranayama, right? So you work with the condition, work with the limitation. Maybe that's all I can do, right? I cannot go all the way down. If this is what I can do without constricting breathing, fine. And then let gravity do the work. Don't hold any tension in the upper body. Let gravity pull you down. It will pull you down. And even if it's a millimeter, it's a progress. Progress will come down. Okay.
Thanks.
Sure. So Marjorie Asana, we're looking it up, and we are basically expanding our chest.
Question, go ahead.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I thought I saw a hand there, sorry.
Okay. So be mindful of your back. Your back is straight, shoulders are pushed back, and you're looking up, and your back, you're arching forward. Now, chest is opened up, you're breathing. Visualize the standard cat-cow. This is the cow pose, right? Visualize that what we did. You're looking at the sun, you're breathing oxygen, expanding our chest, and the back is curved. In this case, when you're doing classical, it's curved down. And then when you do cat, you're pressing it against the throat. And this is the exhalation. You do the twice the amount. I think Rakesh was asking. So if I did 3 seconds or 4 seconds of inhalation, I do 8 seconds here exhalation, right? To push all the impurities out. We're arching my back as well. Looking up at the ceiling, arching my back, where I'm pushing my back away from the chair, bringing close to the throat, pushing my back towards the back of the chair. Yeah. What other posture? And of course, we can't
Ramesh
forget.
One question.
Yes.
With the cat-cow, when you're saying the 2-1 thing or the 1-2 thing, you're not talking about on holding, right? You're talking about the whole process.
You can't hold. You're not
talking about
holding
the
the
whole
breath.
process of exhalation and inhalation, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, just clarifying. Thanks.
You're already working with folks who are challenge breathing. So
Right. So there's no holding. So we're breathing in for 4, out for 8, or 8. In for 2, out for 4.
4. Perfect.
Okay.
It's 1:2 ratio. That's what research has done.
Okay, thank you.
And if you look at the classical Anulom Vilom, we breathe for 4, exhale for 8. And now the second step, we introduce retention. So 4 breathing in, 16 retention, exhale 8. But here we are not retaining. But you see the ratio here, 1, 4, 2. 1 inhalation, 2 exhalation. Retention is 4. So there is I think they've done some experiments and the research why this works 1:2. Yeah. And we talked about Savasana, which is very important, right? On the chair. Maybe we are all familiar with this, right? Traveling so much in the flights, we're sitting in the airport, getting delayed.
My favorite pose.
So you must be expert at this. Where the back is like in a 45-degree angle, legs are also as straight as you can make it, and can do the auto suggestion, right, from the toes back to the top of the head and reverse. It's better to have the neck supported if possible. If not, then don't go too far back, but in a certain straight line.
Ramesh, it helps to sit on the front part of the chair for this.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's a gap between your back and the back of. Thanks for pointing it out. I was doing it, but they're not giving the instruction. But again, you want to be stable. Right? Don't sit too front.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you're getting the farther away. I mean, you're sitting on the corner. Your angle will be more. Instead of 45 degrees, you probably are closer to 60 degrees.
Yeah, could be.
Right. But again, you understand the person, their challenge, so you may start with a smaller angle, and if they're comfortable, then increase the angle.
Yeah.
Anything else that you'd like to see the demonstration, or any clarification you would like to have?
No, I think we have done all of the poses.
Downward dog, I can't.
No, this.
Sorry?
It's not a seated pose.
Not a seated pose, but what I wanted to share with you is it's such an important pose. We just try to just rush it, and I just want to share this. Downward dog is why it's a lot of things you have to pay attention to. Okay, shoulder width apart. Starting pose. So I'm going to put my knees on the ground. The palms are on the ground under the shoulder. The index finger is straight, and the elbows on the back, right? The elbows are pointing back, and the toes are curled up. I push myself up, and keep my hip has to go as far away, as towards the ceiling as possible, and my chest, my head coming close to chest as possible. When we do, we may not pay attention that we just do inward dog. Okay, this is a downward dog, and we move on. But you have to make sure your heels are on the ground, your hips are as far stretched away towards the ceiling, your head is coming close to the chest, and your elbows are facing back.
Picture perfect, Ramesh bhai.
Sorry?
It's picture perfect.
Oh, thank you. But don't rush it. Once you get it right, then you can do it. But just this part of the elbows has to be facing back. Why is it important to do it properly? First is to avoid injury. First and foremost important, you don't want to get hurt. Certain schools of yoga, they do it in a very rapid way, and if you're not taught, you end up hurting yourself. Then once you do it in the right way, you can feel what is happening. Yoga is not about out. Yoga is in, what's happening inside, experiencing that, feeling that. So take your time doing it while you're learning, while you're sharing. Take your time, don't rush it.
My problem is touching the heels to the ground.
Reduce the distance between your palms and your feet.
I see.
Does that help, right? And when you are ready to do it, try to experiment. And you can use the belt.
How?
So find a structure, let's say a metal structure, where you can loop the belt around. I can't show you because I don't have a structure. Assuming that you have a structure, you put a belt around.
Oh, I see.
And then this belt will hold me tight when I bend. So my hips are going to be in the air. Here, this part of the belt is tied up to the structure in the back. And then I can come down. I'm not going to fall because I have support of the belt. I'm not going to fall. My hips will be high. Now I just have to focus on my upper part of the body to bring it down. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But be very careful to make sure that you have the right belt. It is secure.
Yeah.
So it can hold your weight.
Yeah.
That's what is keeping your hips in place. So you're not worried about falling down. And then you're just working on the upper body to come bring it down.
Okay.
And with practice, you wouldn't need it. After a few tries, you say, okay, I don't need it. I'm feeling it's stretched enough, so I don't need any support.
Okay, I'll try that.
What else? Lateral wise, we did some lateral poses, seated, but standing wise, again, posture is very critical. You want to make sure, let's say if you're doing a Trikonasana, the right toes are facing the right wall, the left toes are a little bit towards the right, hands parallel, scoot to the right, which means the hips are going towards left. And then you bend, you keep bending, keep the hand, make sure this right hip is pushing out and the left hip is going back. Otherwise, you'll be out of alignment. Once you have done with that, no weight on the right side, right hand, it's just a support. Or you could use a block, right? I could just use a block. And then once I know I'm stable here, then I bring my hand close to my left ear to feel the stretch completely on the lateral side, on left side. Once you can say, okay, I feel comfortable, I can reduce the height of the block, medium. Or you could say, okay, I can make it the lowest. And do the same thing on the other side. The toes, your hips have to be square with the toes. So these are the things you have to be mindful of anatomically, what's happening. And that will come with it as you practice. Okay. Any questions, comments, thoughts, ideas?
I'm just wondering, the downward facing dog, would that be useful for the COPDers with the increased mucus production? No? Okay.
At least the research, all the chairs, these are primarily chair supported or on the floor.
Right. They're just not able to do it because of the lack of exertion.
Because this is demanding.
Mm.
This is demanding. Your hands have to take the weight of the upper body. Your legs have to be firmed up to maintain balance. From exertion point of view as
Yeah,
well.
for the elderly, it's harder. You're right. I was thinking
But
for
you do a
postural
seated.
drainage. They have a lot of mucus.
Do the seated forward bend.
A seated forward bend. Okay.
Yeah, that will help, right?
Yeah, that would
achieving
help.
that. Yeah, so it's not overexertion. It's again giving you an opportunity to relax and also expand the push the airs out.
Help with some of the mucus. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Thank you. That was good.
Thank you, everyone.
I think we need to keep doing these a lot to get second nature, because I think every time we're doing it, we remember the last one. But I'm speaking for myself, but I'm sure so we need to keep doing this almost like something every day, because then we'll get good at it. Because you've shown it before, and I'm still kind of figuring out how to do it the second time. So I probably haven't learned it the first time. So I'm speaking for myself that I think we just need to keep doing this regularly. We've got another couple of months of this course. We should, at the end of it, we'll get very, very competent, even just a few minutes every day, even a couple of times, just to get the hang of it. So it becomes smooth. You know, the Ramesh does it smooth, makes it look simple, but to look smooth like this, very difficult.
Yes.
You know,
but there's always room for constant improvement, because your body opens up also, body tells you also. Right?
Ramesh, but how long have you been a teacher for?
No, I don't want to disclose it.
A long time. I'm just making a point that to look
10.
smooth like you takes years of practice.
I
We are
took
just
my
beginning.
teachers training, the classical yoga training, 2009 and 10.
Okay, there you go.
15
So
but
that's at least
I have
15
not taught
years.
all time. It's the COVID is what is helping.
I mean, I'm just saying it takes many years of practice before you're going to be smooth like you. But all these we're all young teachers in training, and I think as we keep doing it more and more, we'll get better and better.
It's not that can I do a headstand? No, I think it's good for your own practice. You're not going to teach a headstand to somebody with any ailment. So any complicated pose, you don't. If I can't, a lot of poses I can't do it, I don't feel bad about it, because fine, there are other poses I can do. If I can't do a peacock or I can't do other things, it's okay. So don't get discouraged by that. But it's more, hey, is this of use? Can I learn it and it's helping me? And also I can share with others
and teach others. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Very good. Have a great camp. Thank you, Dejananda, everyone.
This course, we're all getting healthier. You know, it's like amazing how much more I'm doing than I ever did. And I'm impressed how much I can do. So the other day on Sunday, I was impressed how much people could do. It really was. I tell you that at some in the beginning of the course, I thought we would do those poses, be too complicated. Then we decided to do them. But I'm so glad we did, because every got the,
yes,
Anuja
in person was really helping well with the Sarvangasana and the Halasana and everything. She had it like helping us with the chair initially, and then managing to get our feet back and legs up the wall, and then managing to go up into shoulder stance. So it worked well.
Very good.
For the people in person, yeah. So that's awesome. So somebody just spoken to me and said that she's not going to be able to attend the session today. So she wanted me to just close it out and to see, I mean, Ramesh Bhai wanted to do, Rakesh Bhai, sorry, wanted to do the meditation. Ron, again today, you're welcome to do it.
Yeah, if everybody's up to it, yeah, I can. If everybody is okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ramesh Bhai. Ramesh Bhai, thank you. So Rakesh Bhai, you can do like what, a 15-minute meditation? Is that, I think that's what you're doing, right?
Short version, yeah, just for the revision of the steps.
Or however long you want. I didn't mean to say to cut you short, but if we're all okay, then yes, we can do that.
Okay. All right. Everybody ready? We'll again practice contemplation of fearlessness today. So let's sit in a comfortable position. We are all seated on chairs, I think. Make sure that your back is straight, one line between your head, neck, and spine. Position of your hands could be Gyan Mudra or Vitrag Mudra, whatever you feel comfortable with. Softly close your eyes and breathe normally. Slowly increasing the length of your breath. We'll practice deep breathing for 1 minute. Focus on your navel. See that with each breathing in, it comes out, the stomach comes out, and when we exhale, it goes back in, almost touching the back. So let's practice deep breathing for 1 minute. Next step is Kayotsarg. This is complete relaxation with full awareness. For this, we will focus our attention on the big toe of the right foot and suggest it to relax. Slowly move your attention to the other toes of the right foot. And to the sole of the foot, the upper part of the foot, the heel, ankle, calf muscles, knee, thigh muscles, and the hip joint. Suggest each muscle to relax. Now we will move our attention to the left leg, starting with the big toe. Visualize the big toe and suggest it to relax. Take your attention to the other toes and suggest them to relax. Feel the tingling sensation in each part as we visualize it. The sole of the foot, the upper part of the foot, the heel, ankle, the calf muscles, the knee, thigh muscles, and the hip joint. Suggest each muscle to relax. Feel that both legs are now fully relaxed. Now let's move our attention to the middle part of the body. First, the lower abdomen. Focus your attention on the lower abdomen, the muscles. Suggest each muscle to relax, the stomach muscles, side muscles, and all the internal organs, the large intestine, the small intestine, liver, and the kidneys. Suggest them to relax. Now moving our attention to the upper part of the body, the chest area, all the chest muscles, our lungs and heart. Suggest them to relax. Feel that the whole middle part of our body is now fully relaxed. Now we will move our attention to the hands, starting with the right hand. Focus your attention on the thumb of the right hand. the other fingers, the palm area, wrist, lower arm muscles, elbow, upper arm muscles, and the shoulder. Suggest each part to relax. We'll move our attention to the left hand. Again, starting with the thumb. And the fingers. The palm area. Wrist. Lower arm muscles. Elbow. Upper arm muscles. And the left shoulder. Suggest each part to relax. Feel that both hands are now fully relaxed. Focus on the neck area. Suggest the neck muscles, the back muscles to relax. Suggest your vocal cord and all the throat area to relax. All the facial muscles, the forehead, and the head region. Suggest each muscle to relax. Feel no tension in any part of the body. Feel that your whole body has become light like cotton. Now we will practice contemplation. Contemplation of fearlessness. Imagine, visualize the chest area, the whole of the chest area, the neck and the chest area. See the whole area, chest area is covered with green color. Visualize green color all over your chest neck and chest area. And we'll recite, my positive attitude of fearlessness is becoming stronger. I am becoming free from fear. We'll recite this aloud 9 times. Please recite with me. My positive attitude of fearlessness is becoming stronger. I am becoming free from fear. My positive attitude of fearlessness is becoming stronger. I am becoming free from fear. My positive attitude of fearlessness is becoming stronger. I am becoming free from fear. My positive attitude of fearlessness is becoming stronger. I am becoming free from fear. My positive attitude of fearlessness is becoming stronger. I am becoming free from fear. My positive attitude of fearlessness is becoming stronger. I am becoming free from fear. My positive attitude of fearlessness is becoming stronger. I am becoming free from fear. My positive attitude of fearlessness is becoming stronger. I am becoming free from fear. We'll repeat this mentally 9 times in silence. Visualize that the green color around your chest, around your body is spreading. See these words, my positive attitude of fearlessness is becoming stronger. I am becoming free from fear, written on your chest in bright green color. Read each word slowly. We will do this 3 times mentally. Imagine that you are breathing in green colors, streams of green color, and exhaling streams of green color, all surrounded by green color. Now focus your attention at the center of bliss near your heart, Anand Kendra, and see that bright green color is radiating from the center of bliss. Now we'll recite, I realize that my positive attitude of fearlessness has become stronger, and I have become free from fear. We'll repeat this 3 times. 2 more times, please repeat with me. I realize that my positive attitude of fearlessness has become stronger, and I have become free from fear. I realize that my positive attitude of fearlessness has become stronger, and I have become free from fear. Visualize the word fearlessness written all over your chest. We'll say it aloud. Fearlessness. 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 I will complete our meditation by reciting the Om sound 2 times. Say it with me. Rub our palms together. Place them over our eyes. Blink our eyes a few times. And slowly remove your hands and open your eyes. This completes today's meditation. Thank you.
Nice presentation, Rakesh bhai.
Very nice.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Rakesh bhai.
Thank you. I did again forget a step in the beginning. We are supposed to recite Om sound 5 times before we get into Kyotsarg. So
Okay. We
yeah.
did the breathing at that time, so.
Right after we set our pose, close our eyes and start breathing, taking deep breaths. Before we get into Kyotsarg, we are supposed to recite Om sound.
Om sound 5 times.
And then get into Kyotsarg.
I didn't get into Kyotsarg. Sort of sets you down, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The practice makes perfect. It was really good. I mean, the sound and the bass is excellent. You know, the slow pace and the pause, and you start getting into it. So I think it's you're feeling it's good.
Okay. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
So we'll have
A
a
nice break. We'll see you on Monday.
tomorrow.
Monday's
On
diabetes.
Saturday.
Right.
Monday's diabetes, I think.
Yes.
Big one. So
Yeah.
See you all on Monday.
All right.
Except for the
Bye,
ones I'm
everyone.
seeing at camp. Bye.
there's somebody. Well, somebody's not here. Bye, everybody.
Okay. Jai Jindra.